Hello and welcome back to Free Flow. My name is Sorsha. I'm currently on a walk, and today's video I'm going to talk about how to use the phases of the moon to track your cycle, to have a cycle. So we've discussed a little bit on here about inner seasons in various videos, and you can use the moon phases to have a cycle. So that's what I wanted to share today. I'm just having a little walk outside. It's actually sunny. It's the 1st of February today, and I am on cycle day 16. I feel full of beans. Not sure if it's because I finally was able to get my ADHD meds, or if I'm kind of on a transition day. I'm not sure if I'm in a summer or in an autumn today. I'm kind of feeling a bit irritated and also very scatty and energetic, so it could be a mixture, but I thought I'd take you along for a little walk. So moon phases. I'm not going to go into all of the moon phases in this video, but I just thought I'd speak about the kind of the pertinent ones in terms of if we're discussing seasons and inner seasons and cycles. So you have your inner winter, which we've spoken about, a menstrual phase of the cycle. And if you're not bleeding for whatever reason, if you don't have if you don't have a period, or if you are, I don't know, pregnant, postmenopausal, perimenopausal, there's lots of different, obviously different reasons. So I've just found this little seat, so I'm just going to have a little sit down here. So there's lots of different reasons why you might not use a traditional way of cycle syncing, and we can be more inclusive with that. So sorry, I'm so rambly today. So you can take inner winter, and we can take the new moon phase. So the new moon is when the moon is like at its darkest. It's kind of like if you were having it as like a picture, it would just be sort of a the little bit of the outline. And this would be our new moon phase. This would be our menstrual phase. And then as that moon begins to wax, so the waxing moon, then we would be going into our inner spring phase, we're kind of coming out of the little hatchling, our pre-ovulatory, our follicular phase. And then the full moon appears, so that lovely, beautiful, round orb in the sky in all its magnificence, and this kind of mirrors ovulation. I kind of remember it as like almost like this beautiful, like when we're kind of traditionally and in society sort of trained to be at our most kind of beaming and most abundant, magnificent, fully embodied selves. Whether that is the case or not very, very much varies from person to person and season to season. But so we've got our beautiful full moon, and that can be our inner summer. And then we've got the moon starts to wane along with our energy in the inner autumn, so the autumn phase of our cycle. So that's kind of a way that we can use the moon phases to really kind of have the anchor of being in cycle. I just kind of wanted to share that video, that concept with you today. And it's just so beautiful out here. And so I think one of the biggest things that I also wanted to mention in this video is that this is a point in a video where, a good example of where the big red rule really comes into play. When I was doing my menstrual leadership program last year with Red School, we had a module on menopause, and we got quite a few people to share their experiences of menopause, and I found it really, really enlightening and really fruitful. And one of the things actually in a woman that was in my sort of closer team calls, because we're it was a big group, so we kind of were split into like smaller groups, and she was explaining how she had started to do that and use the moon to kind of have that anchor of having a cycle while she was going through menopause. And sorry, my phone ran out of storage space there, middle of the field. What I was trying to say is that a friend of mine who I met through the Menstrual Leadership program, she used the phases that I just gave you of the moon cycle. So she explored using the new moon as menstrual phase, the waxing moon as the follicular phase, the full moon as the ovulatory phase, and the waning moon as the post-ovulation premenstruum phase is what I'm trying to say. I also got distracted by a farmer in the field, and I was like, oh no. So that's what I was trying to say. So she explored using that. And then actually she found that it just didn't really fit with her. She did explain that she often, when she had a bleed, she often would actually bleed with the full moon, and she'd be in ovulation phase with the new moon. So just like when she had a bleed. And so she explored using both, and she actually found that she kind of wanted to do the opposite. So she actually would use the full moon as the inner winter phase, the menstrual phase. So I just wanted to say that, wrap this video up and just say, A, I hope you like my Wendy house, and B, it's really important to use the big red rule, which is a term that Red School have coined, and it's really about just following what works for your body. And that's like the kind of the rule that trumps everything, because I can tell you what to do, I can tell you to do this thing and stand on a soapbox and say XYZ, but your experience might be completely different, and that is completely valid. So I'd love to know what you think in the comments. Are you if you feel comfortable answering, like either if you're on your cycle, like if you're in cycle at the moment, what day of your cycle are you on? Let me know how you found this video. I quite enjoyed being outside. It was a little bit distracting, so I think if I do a video when I'm walking again, it would be earlier in the day when my medication isn't wearing off, because I felt like I was distracted by everything. And I know my coat was a bit rustly, but it was just such a nice sunny day, and it was nice to just take you out with me. But yeah, let me know if you find it helpful, and also what you do with your cycle, whether you have if you have a bleed, or if you use the phases of the moon, how do you use them, or do you use something else to kind of anchor into yourself? I'd really love to know. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you on the next video. Bye guys.